In this video, I'm going to react to the fakest Minecraft speedruns in the world, and it gets even worse as the video goes on. Oh, and subscribe if you want more videos like this in the future. This speedrunner spawns in and is by the ocean, somewhere that is kinda rare in these fake speedruns. He manages to find a shipwreck and get some of the things from a chest that probably won't help him at all in this whole run. And then he just teleports himself over to some buried treasure. Look, I'm not sure if this guy's joking with this run, but it's actually pretty funny right now. He goes to get some wood from the worst tree in the game. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but it's just terrible. He then makes a bucket and grabs some water to make the nether portal, using some of the lava that was nearby. But yeah, he just messes it all up by accident, and then uses the diamonds from the buried treasure to make a diamond pickaxe and mine some obsidian to finish the portal. But halfway through, he nearly dies because he falls straight into some lava that was underneath the obsidian. This isn't going great for this guy at all. He also has to go back into the ocean because he needs to get some flint for the flint and steel to finish off the portal, and it takes him quite a while.
Nope.
After finally making the flint and steel and getting back into the nether, he's already 12 minutes into the run, which for a good run would be terrible, but he's only just getting in the nether. Oh, and yeah, he ends up dying in there. He finally gets to the fortress and kills some blazes. He gets himself all the way down to half a heart, where he then drinks some suspicious stew that poisons him, keeping him on half a heart for a while longer. Eventually, he's finished with the nether and managed to get everything he needs without actually having any ender pearls to make his way straight to the stronghold. He then falls straight into an end portal that's already lit. If anyone knows what the chances of this happening is, let me know in the comments. And then finally, in the end, he actually does pretty well. He builds up to the top of the pillars and water bucket clutches off half of them till he's halfway up one and dies to the dragon. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a run. This guy spawns in and begins to get some dark oak logs. He then crafts them into planks to make a crafting table and some sticks. But as he turns around, you can see there's a woodland mansion right next to where he spawned in. And the chances of this happening is actually insane. He makes a wooden pickaxe and axe and takes his crafting table and actually decides to go inside of the woodland mansion, which is a very hard place to finish. Once he's inside, he gets ambushed by mobs that aren't even the main ones inside of this mansion. Like, he nearly just dies to some zombies and skeletons, and he hasn't actually found anything at all. But he carries on running around and finds this vindicator not moving and without an axe. Now, I want you guys to think what's going to happen next. A, he teleports himself into the nether. B, the vindicator teleports to him and nearly one-shots him. Or C, he goes into creative. Well, the correct answer was B, but just look at what happens. He actually looks so scared, and I would have been too. Once he respawns, you can actually see his spawn was set right outside the woodland mansion, making me believe that he did actually spawn into this world and it was right there. After giving up with the mansion, he runs to get some wood, and now he can actually get started with this run. He makes a wooden sword, which is a bit weird, and yeah, now it just turns terrible. He starts typing to locate a village. Come on, it was going so well. Oh, and yeah, he's actually 20,000 blocks away from where he would usually spawn. After teleporting to a village, he's actually inside of some blocks, so he has to dig himself out of the ground before actually getting there. And then he goes into a village house that usually has nothing in it at all and would waste a lot of time in normal speedrunning. But when he goes in there, there's a chest full of netherite armor and a sword. Yeah, right. He then murders a few villagers like it's nothing and grabs some hay bales as well to get some food. He also runs up to the iron golem and one-shots him. This guy is super strong. The run now gets even worse as he actually goes into creative to give himself some obsidian. And then once he gets in the nether portal, it goes straight to the end. I think this guy got his portals mixed up or something, because that is just impossible. And finally, while he's fighting the dragon, he gets hit into the sky and then gets kicked from his own world for flying. This was terrible. This speedrunner spawns in to get some wood and makes a crafting table to then create some tools. He then starts hitting the bell for no reason, but I guess it just gave him some luck or something. Also, as you can see, this village is literally surrounded in bamboo. I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea if this is actually legit. He then goes in this house to loot it and just ignores the chest to go kill the sheep. But when he does go back to loot it, he finds a sharpness 5 looting 3 netherite sword. As you can probably tell, this is not actually something that can happen. He also gets some leather armor and an iron pickaxe, some things that would actually help him in this run as well. He then runs around and mines some stone to make a furnace so he can cook some mutton for some food that he could probably use later on in this run. And then he just wastes some time randomly by checking his house with nothing inside of it, and then goes back to collect his mutton from this furnace. And you can also see that it's nighttime, but he's only 4 minutes into the run, which would be impossible, but this has actually happened before in one of my previous videos. And now he just stops pretending to be real about it as he just teleports himself over to a ruined portal and starts to loot it and find some gold armor and 1 piece of obsidian, which funnily enough was just enough for him to finish the portal and get into the nether. Once in the nether, there's an enderman right next to where he spawned, but I think this was just luck rather than him just placing that himself, because that can actually happen. He then runs in a straight direction of a nether fortress, but he has no sort of knowledge or calculations where this would actually be, meaning he was just incredibly lucky, or he just obviously faked it. Once in the fortress, he passes a blaze spawner that you can pretty easily see in the corner of your eye, but because he couldn't actually find himself, he puts himself into creative so that he can give himself some blaze rods as well as some ender pearls. And he just puts himself back into survival like nothing happened. This is really funny. After getting everything that he needs, he gets back into the nether portal and goes back to the overworld to find the stronghold. And of course, as soon as he is digging down, he is right on top of the portal. And what are the chances of this? He then fills the portal and finally is in the end, where he literally gets destroyed by the ender dragon. Please don't try to speedrun again. This was terrible. This next guy spawns in and does the usual thing and gets set up with some tools. But right next to where he spawned, there's a ruined portal that basically has nothing. And you can just tell this guy doesn't have much experience because he tries to mine the golden block with his wooden pickaxe, which wouldn't be possible as he literally would just lose the gold block entirely. The runner then runs over to this waterpool to get some stone and then upgrade his pickaxe to a stone one. He also carries on and finds a massive cave that he can get some stone and coal, as well as some iron that he can now smelt. With this iron, he makes an iron pickaxe and then runs really deep into the cave to find some diamonds. A very impractical way to speedrun, but so far it's all very legit. But it gets much worse. After making the diamond pickaxe from the diamonds, he nearly just got double his hearts. I don't even know how to do this, but it's definitely not allowed in legit speedrunning. He makes his way over to some obsidian and mines it to then make a nether portal. But as he makes the nether portal, he messes up because he placed one in the corner and didn't have enough for the top, losing some valuable time for sure. He also realizes he has no flint, so he cuts the video and is now in front of some gravel that he obviously placed himself. Come on, really? After finally getting into the nether after the longest time, he gets chased by a ton of mobs that do a lot of damage. But you can clearly see he has much more hearts than usual, so he will survive, right? Nope, he just dies. This speedrunner spawns in and makes an axe, but then we find out that he is right next to a woodland mansion, which is a similar thing that happened in a previous run. He then follows the red carpet inside of this mansion, and there's a trail of enchanted golden apples. There is literally no way this could ever be possible. And also, as soon as he turns the corner, there's also a netherite sword on the floor, ready for him to pick up. For some reason, he wastes one of the enchanted golden apples, but then again, he faked his way to this point, so it doesn't make that much of a difference. The runner then runs directly to a village and grabs some hay bales to then hopefully make some bread from it. He also kills an iron golem to get some iron to then make a bucket. He fills up the bucket and makes his way to a desert temple where he does this very risky play that could have gotten killed very easily. But he manages to get down there with all of the chests and there's literally nothing inside of any of them. I'm pretty sure he was supposed to put some things in there, but he just forgot. He then creates an iron pickaxe to then dig down to get some stone. No, wait, why is he digging so far? Oh, wow. Okay, well, who could have guessed that he dug straight down into the stronghold? At this point of the run, he doesn't have any blaze rods or ender pearls, so he clearly can't make any eyes of ender to get into the end. And you can see that when he gets to the portal that he realizes he can't even get in there, and I'm not even surprised anymore. He just cuts the video and gives himself some eyes of ender. This is just going amazing. After getting to the end, you can see in his hotbar that he doesn't actually have many blocks to build up. He has no arrows and also has no beds. So what does he do? Yep, he just gets killed by the dragon. Wow. This final guy spawns in and yeah, it turns out to be a dead village where there's now some zombie villagers. But the runner then gets into a house and mines straight down to find this chest that has some very weird items. For some reason, there's only some red wool that really couldn't do too much to this guy to help him in the run, but I mean it works. The runner then grabs some hay bales to hopefully give him some food later on in the run, and then the runner starts to build something out of the red wool. I'm really not sure what he could possibly be building in a speedrun, but it must be good. Oh wait, that's me! And why do I have a hat? Anyway, subscribe!